Chaver Bezrat Hashem, the covered Shabbos Kodesh, the cover the Heilige Shabbos. Oh, by the way, we forgot it. Let's go. Yom Shabbos Likad Show. Okay. Amazing. All right. We got the Shabbos content ready. 5 days until Shabbos, 155 until Purim, 77 until Hanukkah, and Yom Kippur the day after tomorrow, Bezrat Hashem Chavra, Atzilah B'Shem Yisrael. For Pesach or Ubi Ben Yosef Asar, Pesach or Ubi Ben Yosef Asar, Baruch Bas Yehudis, Yonah Bas Basa, Shir Bas Basa, Svi Ben Chana, and every Neshama and Klal Yisrael, Bezrat Hashem. The wisdom in all things. Grant us holy wisdom and intelligence. Let us always see all the things in the light of the holy wisdom they contain, and so attach ourselves to you through everything in the world. Let us understand the constant messages and signals you send us to come closer to you, Bezrat Hashem. Atfil B'Shem Kol Yisrael. Chaver Halacha L'Maisa, the laws of Erev Yom Kippur. So this is very interesting halacha, and let's go right there. So one must recite the vidoi while standing, and one should bend forward for the duration of the recitation, as is done for modim. Right. So this posture indicates submissiveness and a willingness to confess with all one's heart. One should be completely bent over with the head bent as well. One must take care not to lean on anything while reciting the confession. That is, one should not be supported by an object, to the extent that if the object would be removed, he would fall. If one finds it difficult to lean over completely, he may just tilt his head forward somewhat. All right, so good to know. This is, I did not know this until right now. Well, why do we bend our heads, when we do vidoi? Gewalt, so now we know. So as he mentions each sin, he should strike his chest with his fist over the heart, as if to say, you, the desires of the heart, caused me to sin. The order of the vidoi should follow the text that is printed in Sidurim prayer books or Machzorim, holiday prayer books, and is recited by all identically. If one is aware of the sin that he himself has committed, that is not mentioned in vidoi. Since he is reciting the vidoi silently, it is proper that he specify that sin and confess his sin with a bitter heart and copious tears. Right? It is not proper to reveal one's private sins to others. Therefore, when reciting the vidoi aloud, for example, during the vidoi recited by the congregation along with the chazan's repetition, one should not include his private sins unless they are well publicized. This is also good to know, to go through the vidoi before we actually start. Okay, to finish off the halacha, likewise, if the sin he has committed is one of those specified in the text of the vidoi, then upon reaching it in the vidoi, he should arouse feelings of intense remorse for those sins. Yes! Rabbeinu Shag! Rabbeinu Shag! Regarding specific sins that one has that he added to his Kippur. He knows he is not committing the same sins. Nevertheless, he may continue them. This conduct is in fact praiseworthy, as it is stated in Tehillim, B'chatati negdi tamid. Bezrat Hashem Chavra, halacha l'maisa. Halacha l'maisa. Wow. Got Tamar on, got the Rabbi on. This is unbelievable. Chavra, it's beautiful. Sichot 89. It's unbelievable that we're here. And it's beautiful. We're coming up to Yom Kippur. We're coming up to Shabbos Kodesh, Hanukkah Purim, we all know. In Sichot 89, Rabbi Rosenfeld labels it as cleaning the slate with kindness. Cleaning the slate with kindness, right? We're going to be talking about sins today and the bundles in between them, and we're going to have some stories. But hopefully we're not on for, I don't want to go on and on. I don't like hearing my voice, but let's go by there. There are bundles and bundles of sins. One sin leads to another sin, right? This is in Pirkei Avos. We'll learn Bezrat Hashem very soon. When a person commits one sin, it then causes him to commit related offenses. The later sins are then responsible for still more related wrongs. Each sin draws along those related to it. All these then follow the first. Unrelated sins are not in that group. This is the concept of bundles and bundles of sin. The first sin, together with the related ones following it, forms one package. Each subsequent sin likewise forms its own package. In this manner, bundles and bundles of sins are created. It's a never-ending process. It's a never-ending cycle of these bundles, it seems like. Each of these bundles of sins results in the creation of a troop of angels who destroy and accuse. All right, so Chaver, we have to understand the significance of a sin and what comes about, what is created after a sin, chas v'shalom. These destroyers and accusers cry out, give us life, give us food. He, the sinner, is the Baal Avira, literally the owner of a sin. So when we sin, chas v'shalom, right, this troop of this angel of some sort is there to destroy and accuse, right? And it's literally created as like, oh my gosh, I'm so thirsty, I'm so hungry, right? And it's our job to feed him. We'll see in a second. They cry out to the one who committed the sin, who brought them into existence. He's literally their owner and is responsible for them. He's the one who must provide them with food and sustenance. The first sin in the bundle was absolutely without coercion. The sinner must therefore sustain its resultant destroyer and accuser. But he must also sustain the other sins in the bundle. He may argue that these sins were forced upon him, yet they all resulted from his original related sin, so this is no excuse. Right? Once we have that original sin, along with the related ones that are attached to it, forming a bundle, right? We're sort of like out of excuses here. The destroyers and accusers can argue that he should have protected himself immediately by observing one of the Torah's commandments. Since he did nothing to protect himself, he must sustain and nourish the entire troop, right? The entire bundle and the angels that are created. Chavra, we're going to discuss the remedy to all this tomorrow, Bezrat Hashem. But now, just a couple stories. So there's a story by the Kotzker Rebbe, just talking about how we must not transgress. And even to perform a mitzvah, we shouldn't transgress. We'll see what that means in a second. So the widow of a great tzaddik desired to sell a pair of tefillin of her late husband for a large fortune. These tefillin have been written especially for him with particular holiness and purity. That was a great story. Despite his poverty, Rav Menachem Mendel of Kutsk took every penny he had and sent a messenger to go and purchase the pair of tefillin, right? The widow that was holding the tefillin. When the messenger returned with the valued property, he reported to the rabbi, "For a pair of tefillin, I transgressed the commandment: you shall not covet. I cannot resist wearing these tefillin, even without asking your permission." So this was the messenger that the Kotzker sent to pick up the pair of tefillin. He couldn't take it, and he couldn't resist, and he wore the pair of tefillin without asking for permission. So the rabbi glared at the messenger and returned the tefillin to him, saying, "Take these as a gift. I have no need for them. A pair of tefillin that cause a Jew to violate, you shall not covet, is of no interest to me." So Chevra, we're seeing the significance of sin, the beauty of resistance, right? Even if it's to perform a mitzvah. But what's beautiful is that we're not only looking out for ourselves, but also for other people. So we have to be extra aware. And I think the next story we're gonna say over tomorrow. It's a Yom Kippur Maisa with our Malach of Agen. So Bezrat Hashem, we should all be zocha, and we should all continue to fire it up. Questions, comments, please feel free. I'm in a place of shiftless. Mamish. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Wow.
Thank you, Rebbe.
Thank you so much, guys. You guys are the best, and we'll continue tomorrow.
Thank you, Tamar, for watching over us.
Always. This is the best. This is the best, having the Chayli Mikhailot coming on. This is unbelievable. They could be doing anything else during their free time. Choose to learn some Torah. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Chavra, let's fire it up. The Kavod Shabbos and be well.